Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for having me here today. I'll be showing you some of the VM Motori activity and a little bit of a history. Now VM is vastly using the SinterCast technology, and as I am in charge of the North American operations, I will also give you my view of how the diesel market could develop in North America. So I start with this saying that I found on a plane, on a magazine, right after Steve Dawson invited me here, and I thought it was a good way to start because VM Motori dreams about becoming bigger, and probably this applies also to SinterCast, and maybe together we will be in this trip. So let me go through my brief presentation. And VM Motori was started in 1947. VM stands for Vancini and Martelli, the two founders. They were just doing industrial engines, water pumps for agricultural, and for 30 years it was like this. And then in the late 70s we developed, from the industrial to the automotive, we developed the first diesel engines for cars. So the Alfa Romeo was our first customer, the Giulietta turbo diesel. We say it's the first turbo diesel car in the world, but Mercedes says the same. So I don't know who's right. And then in the early 90s, we started the business with Chrysler, and it's still our main customer today. So we build the minivan. Every minivan diesel that you see around Chrysler is our engine. The Jeep, Cherokee, Wrangler, Dodge Nitro, it's our engine. And the Jeep Grand Cherokee today is our engine as well. But also we do marine engines. So in 1995 we started the business with Mercury Marine. And in 2000 we started Common Rail, which is the new technology, as you know. So we have a vast experience as well on Common Rail. We also sold major license to Hyundai, but also GM Daewoo. The 2-liter engine that they use in their cars, like the Hyundai Santa Fe, for example, it's our license. So in 2005, we started the first SUV in North America with the diesel, as in fact in 2004 VM North America was founded to follow this the market so important for us. In 2007, we went through Marine Common Rail. And in 2008, 2009, I didn't know what to say, but I put there a lightning bolt because it was a tough year for us. It was August 2009. It was the worst and the best month in our history because we had no business and no hopes, but we signed a contract with Chrysler on the V6, which is actually using the SinterCast technology. And from then, we moved to a much better way of doing business, as we started the V6 in 2010 on the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and in 2013 the Maserati Ghibli and also the Maserati Quattroporte turbo diesel are our V6, the most powerful single turbocharger in a car, 275 horsepower. And in 2014, this is the major change. We are powering the Ram 1500 with the V6 3-liter, and this is my humble opinion, is our best application. Just to give you an idea on the numbers, you see that we are growing since 2009 when we were very low in volume. Actually, in 2009, we sold 6,700 engines to Chrysler. We sold also 2,800 engines to London Taxi. The London Taxi current production is 100% diesel. It's our engine. And we sold 11,400 off-highway engines. So 45% was automotive and 55% was industrial. And that saved our life because in 2009, the 7,000, 9,000 automotive engines was not enough to sustain the company. And to give you an idea, when they start ordering the Ram 1500 diesel in the US, in the first 3 days, the dealer ordered 8,000 cars with the diesel engine. So in 3 days, more than what we did in 1 year in 2009. So it's really a game changer. And now there are articles like the one in the bottom that some people is saying that we don't have enough capacity to build what the people will be demanding. So we will monitor this situation and see. But if there is a will, there is a way. So we will find a way. And the V6 has been extremely successful. You see, these are the numbers from the Ram website. 420 torque, it's 420 foot-pound, because in the US they talk about foot-pound, but it is 550 Newton-meter. 9,200 pound of towing, which is incredibly high. And most important, the 28 miles per gallon, which is the best ever full-size pickup truck available in the US. So, and fuel economy is very important. I will give you some details on that later on. About VM Motori, there are 2 facilities in the world. One is the headquarters in Cento, Italy. Now it's FGA. So VM Motori, as of October last year, became 100% FGA, Fiat Group Automobiles. The only VM left is my little VM North America in Auburn Hills, Michigan, but we are part of the group as well. VM Motori in Italy is located in Emilia-Romagna, and 30 kilometers from VM Motori you can find all these companies. So Maserati, Ferrari, Lamborghini, I don't even have to tell you who they are, as well as Ducati, but also CNH. The Case New Holland is part of the group, and it's also in that region. So a very specialized area, very keen on motors. What we do in VM is design, build, and sell diesel engines, but we also sell engineering services to third party and licenses. Licenses was big in the especially in the year 2000 and so on, and it also that was very important for in 2008, 2009, especially the engineering service. We developed a lot of that in 2008, 2009 to keep all the engineers within the company, even if the business was going down. And we had very good success on that, because we kept almost 100% of the engineers working on engineering services. We do automotive, as I said, off-highway, and I will give you a little bit of details on this as well. Inside VM, we manufacture, we machine the block, as I said also, the V6 CGI. It's a challenging machining operation, but we are extremely happy with the product that we make, and very proud of it. We also machine the crankshaft, steel crankshaft, so we do heat treatment, and of course we do assembly, hot test, and cold test. The current capacity is 170,000 engines per year, divided in 94,000 for the V6, 52,000 for the 4-cylinder in line, and 24,000 for marine, construction, and industrial. So this is the current split of the business. The product development department is made of about 250 people, very, very skilled and very capable people. We have all kind of dynos to develop the engine, and our key is that we can virtually design the engine from a white piece of paper up to production in-house. We just need a little bit of outsourcing. Of course we outsource, but and we work a lot with the suppliers, but our key is that we know how to make an engine, and it's not very easy in these days. Let me go through some of our product line for automotive. This is as I said, the engine for the London taxi. This is an example of our flexibility. This engine is in production since 15 years now, never changed, never. They don't want any change. It's 100 horsepower. They don't want to have any power. But we started with this engine when it was in production. Out of 25,000 engines, we took 2,000 for London Taxi, and now those 25,000 are gone through different steps, not even close to this engine. But the 2,000 for London Taxi are always available. So we also sell them the transmission because they wanted some help. And as I speak, we are talking about the future programs and still working with London Taxi very well. This is also the 2.8 version of this engine. This is another 4-cylinder inline. It's how the older engine became. This is 200 horsepower. It's on the Jeep Wrangler, also on the Lancia minivan. That diesel has that engine. So it could be north-south, so longitudinal, or east-west, transversal. And this is the star of VM Motori, the V6. So we go up to 202 kilowatt, as I said, on the Maserati application. It's a 3-liter, and as you see, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Lancia Tema, the Maserati Ghibli and Quattroporte, and the Ram 1500 are part of the product portfolio. When an engine is sold, when a vehicle is sold in the US, the engine can be evaluated by the World's Auto Award, which is extremely remarkable prize for engines. So they do the 10 best engine, and this year we did succeed on that. So we won we are one of the 10 best engine, and it's not easy to win this. The record winner is BMW, Porsche, Honda. All the great engine manufacturers have won this. Chrysler have won many of these. But for the first year, we were winning, and this made us extremely proud. And a lot of articles came out, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of questions about how we made it. So it was a good year for us, a very good year. Of course, the block and the bed plate are made of CGI. And I say and the bed plate because I remember one day a potential customer came to VM, and I was sales director. So we went through the plant tour, and this customer was kind of benchmarking, kind of looking at buying the engine, but mainly benchmarking, in my opinion. But it's okay. So we went through the line, and we showed him the block with the bed plate, both together, and we knew that they had some issues on the robustness of their engine, and they paled when they saw the engine. They say, "Wow, it looks so strong," and it is. This engine can go up to much more power, and it was designed looking ahead. So we were very, very looking forward to this product, and it will be a great success. So let me go through some slides on the industrial engines, industrial portfolio. We have what you see there, the SUN. It's an air-cooled engine. Every year we try to end the production. Every year we say we should end this production because it doesn't make sense, and then we keep doing it. And it's good because it's used in North Africa. Very, 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 very old design, 1 liter per cylinder, but still, it's our signature, if you will. And then we did a lot of engines for tractor. The MR are the marine engines, and also very specialized cars. You see here our applications. They are not high volume applications, but they are very specific, very tailored. We have almost 80% of the road sweepers in Europe because they are extremely keen on emissions, and we are very good on emissions. So in the 70s, the know-how was going from the industrial to the automotive, and now the automotive is giving back to the industrial the know-how that learned out of the car. So we are helping the industrial engines to be first in class as far as emissions. The marine engines MR stands for marine, R stands for common rail. 504 means half a liter per cylinder, 4-cylinder. So that is a 2 liter. The 704 is a 2.8 liter, derived by the VM 2.8 liter. And the 706 is a 6-cylinder inline 4.2 liter. And this is a very nice engine. Again, another story about this. I was scuba diving in Sicily long time ago, and I was going out with this group, and the driver of the boat said, "Hey guys, be quiet, listen to this VM engine." And he went wide open throttle, and I didn't say anything, because I thought if I told him that I was working for VM, he would have said, "Oh, I need spare parts, I need," so I said, "Oh wow, is diesel? Yes, good." So that was funny. Anyway, and these are the boats that we power. Mercruiser is giving us a very good business, and they do a very good packaging. The engine is sold as Mercruiser, as Mercury Marine now, so it's a very good product. From now, I'll give you some, as I said in the beginning, I will give you some information about what I think about the development of diesel in the US, because I think it is the most emerging market for diesel right now, because Europe is saturated. In Europe, diesel penetration was 7% in the 80s. Now it's 55%. It cannot be more than that. The diesel penetration is depending also a lot on fuel price, of course, diesel versus gasoline, legislation, incentives, the culture of the country. But what is common to every country is the fun to drive of diesel. If you let an average European drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee, he or she would ask, what's the price, or what's the fuel economy, or can I have leather seats, or something like that. If you let, and I did, drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee diesel to an average American, when he's done or she's done, the question is, wow. They are like, oh, they don't know diesel, how good it became. So I think that the diesel penetration in the US will be bottom up instead of top down, instead of being the law forcing the OEM to make it diesel. It will be the people that wants to drive a diesel, as today. If you buy a BMW, most of the time you choose a diesel because it's better than a gasoline, if you like the diesel drivability, of course. So let me be a little more detailed in the last couple of slides. This shows how the fuel economy, which is, as I wrote it down here, priority number 1, 2, and 3 on light-duty truck. Light-duty truck, super-duty truck. Let's make a little bit of difference between these two. This is about light-duty truck. The main priority for light-duty trucks is CO2, so fuel economy. You want to be as low as possible on this chart, but as you see, the standard are not linear, are linear, but are inclined. So the bigger the footprint, which is the rectangle under the 4 wheels, the higher the standard. So if you have a car that is 65 square feet, you have to meet with this standard in 2025. If you have a car with 75 footprint, you can go higher. So in the US, the light-duty trucks are not getting smaller. So you have to improve CO2, so transmissions, diesel, hybrid, fuel efficiency, weight, but you also improve the footprint. So for light-duty trucks, the answer is, for the engine, is a small engine, very powerful, with very high specific power, and light vehicle, but not small, like in Europe. And if you go to Super Duty, it's the same kind of trend, but on the x-axis, you don't have the footprint, you have the work factor. The work factor is a formula that I'll show you later. But The higher the work factor, the higher the standard. So again, everyone is working to make his truck to the highest work factor. And the work factor is calculated like this. It's 75% payload, and then there is a percentage, if it is four-wheel drive, you have a little bit of a gift. And then 25% towing. So we want to have the maximum payload and the maximum towing. So to increase the towing, you put as much power as you can. To increase the payload, you reduce the carb weight. Because the GVW, the gross vehicle weight, is a constant. So you have to reduce the carb weight. So make the truck lighter, the engine lighter, the transmission lighter, everything lighter. So you gain payload, so you gain work factor. And if you gain, as you gain work factor, you move in the right direction. You move out of the standards that are going down. So also the answer for Super Duty is light engines, light trucks, and very high specific power. So I started saying that the small fish dreams of becoming a whale. Maybe the small fish dreams of becoming tougher, not just big. It's not enough to be big, but it's important to be strong. So thank you very much. This is grazie in Italiano. Thank you very much.